Hey folks, welcome back, or of course, as I always say, welcome to Lone Pine Tarot for the first time if you're new here, and thank you so much for choosing to join me for our Pick a Card reading today. Now, our topic for today's reading is quite straightforward. We're asking Spirit to come forward with a message that will help bring you both peace and reassurance based on a poll I did over on my community tab. I asked you guys, hey, what topic do you want me to do next? And your number one answer was a comforting or gentle message on something that you're worried about. So that is the purpose for our reading today. Now we're picking with 3 different tarot decks today. Let's unveil those right now for the pile. So for pile number 1 over here on the left, you're choosing with the Vivid Journey Tarot. Here is your judgment card from that deck. For pile 2 here in the middle, your tarot deck today is called the Tarot Landscapes deck. And there is your beautiful judgment card from that deck. And last but not least, for pile number 3, your tarot deck today is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. And this is your judgment card, aka the Council of Animals is how this one is referred to with the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. So just to reiterate, pile 1 is the Vivid Journey Tarot. Pile 2 is the Tarot Landscapes. And pile 3 is the Forest of Enchantment Tarot, though as I always say, you're 100% welcome to pause right here if you need more time to decide what pile you would like read for you for your message today. If you're new to Pick a Card readings and you're saying, Lone Pine, help me choose, what method do you recommend? Or perhaps you've had a really busy, stressful day. Totally been there, get it. I think a lot of people nowadays have had busy, stressful days. Just the nature of life in our modern world. If so, please follow my voice right now. So close your eyes, take in a deep, cleansing breath, the most deep breath you've taken all day long. Hold it for just a few moments. And then when you breathe back out again and open your eyes, where are they drawn most first out of these 3 different options? And when you look at that particular card, does it feel right down in your gut, or as we like to say in our community, our intuition? That is the pile I recommend you choose. Or another method you could do is ask your guides, give me a number 1 through 3, and then pick whatever pile is adjacent to the number that they give you. Okay. But whatever your method, you can drop down to the description box below, find the timestamp for your pile, and then after you click on it, I will see you in our little chat about the message of peace and reassurance, something that will balm your worries from Spirit today. See you in the reading. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 1. Welcome to your Pick a Card reading. That is a message for peace and reassurance on your worries. And of course, as you recall, you were drawn to the Vivid Journey Tarot as your pile leader today. Now, I'm going to put this right back into the deck so that it's available for the message. And let's begin with drawing your tarot spread. So, calling on Spirit for a message about the worries that pile number 1 has, as well as something about this worry that you want to reassure them with. Thank you. Let's draw those cards now. Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles reversed to start. Could indicate that something that you're worried about, pile 1, is regarding like either holding on to something or the release of something. The 4 of Pentacles tends to be a card of holding on closely to our resources or letting go of them, especially with it being reversed, pile 1. It can be about like resources being let go of. So I almost wonder if some of you are having some worries recently regarding finances in terms of like, when is money going to be released in some way? Or if it's not necessarily money, pile 1, it could be resources or material things in terms of like time with somebody, or like attention, I guess is another way I could put that. Another way that might manifest is something like being released at your job. Like maybe you're trying to be like not purposely let go from a job, but maybe like a project at your particular workplace, or like you want something to be released from your workplace, just because the Pentacle suit tends to represent the earthly things, being literally like the earth element suit. So let's see, we'll get some more context here from your other cards. But it doesn't have to be necessarily about your job, pile number 1. It can be any other area of your life, but that is something that the 4 of Pentacles would indicate. Let's look at the other cards. So first up to bat, we have the Ace of Swords, new ideas, new energy, mental energy especially, because it is the air suit card. Interesting. Then we have the Chariot. Okay, driving forward. Gaining control over something. Let's look at the next card. We have the World, wanting something to end. Okay. Lots of major arcana. You have the Chariot and the World, two major arcana. And then we have another major arcana with the Fool. Yeah, so it's interesting, pile number one. For those of you that especially that resonate with what I've been saying so far with the Four of Pentacles message, like there's something that you're worried about that you want released or like let go of, or that you want to have like made available to you. A lot of these other cards are kind of confirming a similar thing, but with the caveat of there's a lot of like new energy and old energy type messages here, especially because you have the World, which the World card in tarot is often about wanting like a cycle to come to an end. But then right after, bam, you have the Fool as your outcome card, which is the card of new beginning. So literally you have close a chapter card, open a chapter card. And then you also have the Ace of Swords is like a newness kind of energy card, kind of like the Fool. And then the Chariot is about like driving forward, making progress, making like momentum in some way, as well as like taking the reins and control over something like a charioteer would over like the horses that are driving his chariot. Okay. So to me, pile one, yes, it's this fear of, you know, like stagnancy, this fear, this worry over, as I said, releasing the resources, etc. I won't repeat that whole thing because we already discussed that, but it's like you to not just want like the release, but you want things to go forward. So it's also possibly worries about something going too slowly. Like it might depend on your particular job, pile one. Like maybe you have a job where maybe you're like self-employed and you sell things, or like you sell services of some sort, and you're like, man, this is just going too slow. I want this new energy. I want things to move forward. We see that with the Ace of Swords and the Chariot especially. And two, it's like with the World, it's, man, I want this to come to a close. I want a fresh new beginning. Maybe you're even considering starting something new too. That might be where some of the worry is coming from, is this fear of, you know, the devil I know versus the devil I don't, in terms of, do I let this stagnant thing go, or do I wait it out and see like what new energy comes in? Like, is it just a natural downturn, or should I move forward and like close this chapter and then do something new here? Okay. I will say, so based on the way that my spread works, pile one, we have the inciting incident, past energy, heart of the matter or current energy, and then we have the near future and then the outcome. What I'm telling you right now, pile one, is I do see these problems coming to an end, because not only right now you're in that current energy of the Chariot, which, as I said, is that forward momentum going forward. You also have the World as the near future card, which is, as I said, the closing of a chapter card. These problems are coming to an end very soon because of that World card. It's like almost not just an ending of the issue that you're worried about, but it's also the closing of a chapter of like a whole arc of your life, is how I would put it, because the World card is almost like, you know, okay, you read this chapter in a book, now you got to the end, and then you flip the new page over, and then bam, you have the Fool at the very end, a new beginning, a new journey. Let's look at your oracle cards. I want to see what other context they might bring into this, but straightforward, pile number one, this is coming to an end. So Spirit is their reassurance or their balm to you is that yes, what you're worried about is finally going to come to the conclusion that you want it to, okay? And then two, I think it's even kind of maybe been working in the background more than you expect, because you have the Ace of Swords already in the recent past. You might not have seen things working in the wings yet. It might not be necessarily immediately apparent to you, pile number one, but that does tell me that things are moving, and it's like the machinations of the universe are churning. You're just not necessarily recognizing it yet, but you will eventually, especially when you get to like the World and like the Fool energy, like near future to the outcome of what's going on here. So definitely feels like, okay, I'm drawn to this particular card. We have the first step is taken. You have asked for help, number one. Yes. So you've already, that's kind of echoing what I was just telling you with the Ace of Swords. I feel like things have been going on in the background that you haven't necessarily recognized yet. It's just not apparent to you. It's like the first step is taken. You've already asked the universe, like, please help me with this. Please help this, like, these funds release, or this thing to be, like, let go of, or this forward momentum to come forward into my life. Yes. And we also have that feeling, once again, kind of like the Fool here, of a new beginning, a new journey. You literally have number 1 in this deck. This is the first card in the Healing Spirits Oracle. So once again, that's just a re-emphasis of a new beginning coming. It's even like a dawn here. You can see it's like the sun rising on the water of where the figure is standing in the ocean. Very beautiful. It's like this dark place, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes this rising sun. Just like in the Fool here, we have a dawn as well. So lots of new beginning energy, which is beautiful, especially if you felt things have been quite stagnant. You're like, oh God, what's going to happen? I want this to move forward. I'm a little worried, those types of things. Let's look at your earthly spirits and souls oracle here. Spirit, what else do you want to say to pile 1 about this situation? Thank you. What else do you want them to know? And, you know, another thing, pile 1, this might not resonate with all of you, but for some of you, I am feeling this, there's like a sense of justice involved in whatever this is. I feel like some of you are not getting something that you're owed. Like you're owed, and that's why like you want the money or like the resources or whatever it might be released to you, but... All right, it's this one right here. But it's like it's not been given to you. It's not fair. And maybe that's why you start this new beginning, because you're going someplace that is more fair. Okay, we have divinity. Beautiful. We have the black cat and the girl in the red hood. It kind of makes me think of Little Red Riding Hood here. With the full moon up at the top, and full moons always represent pile 1. The sense of fulfillment or completion of a cycle, right? Like we were talking about here with the world ending and the Fool beginning again as the moon turns from waxing to waning. There's all different seasons in life and different momentums, right? Things go up, things come down. And, you know, when you already feel like you've hit rock bottom, pile 1, which is kind of the energy I'm feeling here of like, oh God, I want this to end. It can't get any worse, can it? The only place you can go is up. And that's the momentum I'm seeing here from the Chariot. And it's not momentum that even is out of luck, pile 1. It's through your effort. Because that's another thing I see with the Chariot as well, is the Chariot is, to me as a tarot reader, often a card of like, you have put in the work to make that forward momentum. You're the one that has taken the reins. And finally, like you've snapped them. Like you were able to finally grab onto them. You snap them and then the horses go. You're able to make that forward progress. And then we have the Eagle. Create your vision. And I wonder too if this Fool energy, especially with that card as context, are some of you starting like a new business or like a new job? Maybe that's why the world is ending and the Fool is beginning. So it's especially a really good reading too if some of you have been on a job search. Because it's like, okay, this cycle of stagnancy is ending and then, ooh, a new beginning. And create your vision too. Especially with divinity. It's like you're moving towards a greater path that's aligned with like a divine mission of yours, or like something that means more to your soul journey or like your path in life. It's more meaningful. And then create your vision too. It's like something you've been envisioning for a long time. I think, and the reason why I think it's associated with the eagles, because eagles have, like a lot of birds of prey, really great visual capacity. They're very, very good at seeing because it helps them hunt, right? They're up above, soaring around. So it's like you've been soaring around like the eagle for a while, and you're like, man, I just, when is this opportunity going to pop up? Or like the eagle would look down and be like, I don't know, a vole or a mouse or something, whatever else they might eat. And it's like in the near future, finally that opportunity, that mouse pops out, and you're like, okay, now I've been soaring for a while. Now I can strike down and go after that mouse. Okay. Okay, this one they're saying, oh, yes. Look at that. We have another card that kind of talks about like a visual metaphor in terms of eyes, because she's laying on a beach and her eyes are closed. She almost kind of feels, it's sort of a Ten of Swords energy here. Like, oh man, I surrender. I'm at my wit's end with whatever this is. I feel defeated. It's almost like she's been washed ashore. And the card itself, number 36, Confusion, says, growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. So yes, that is spirit recognizing everything that you've been through recently, pile 1. Okay, they 100% understand what you've been going through. They know. And it's like, especially with the metaphor of like being washed ashore, it's that feeling of, I just realized this too. one second, one aside. There's a lot of cards about being, like, born through water. We have the person entering the ocean here with your healing spirits oracle about the first step. You also have the eagle, like, flying over water here, and then now you have another ocean metaphor here. It's like, that symbolism is representative of a time, pile one, where, like, you feel like you just completely... It's like you being a sailor washed at sea, and your ship was completely just, like, blown out from underneath you, and you're like, what do I do? I'm holding onto this plank. Where the heck am I going to land? And it's one of those helpless feelings in life where, like, yeah, it's like you don't have the reins. You feel kind of just washed about by the currents. It's out of your control. And I think, too, that might be why divinity came up, pile one, because that card also makes me think of the term divine timing. Now, yes, we sometimes have, like, a little bit of control in things that happen in life. We do have free will, pile one, but at the same time, with your particular message, I'm getting a really strong feeling of this was for divine timing. The things that you have been through, that you've been worried about recently, especially, like I said, resources, that type of thing, or releasing of resources, etc. It's like, the reason why it has taken the amount of time that it has was because there was something waiting for you in terms of divine timing. Okay, especially too with all the major arcana cards you have here in your spread. Lots of major arcana cards. Sometimes I read that in a spread, pile one, as a message regarding, like, this is a really pivotal moment in your life. So I almost call it like a tentpole moment. It's a feeling of, yes, we have free will, but there are certain pillars of certainty of things that are meant to happen as tentpoles within, like, the layout landscape of our lives. Okay, and this is what this feels like. It's like a tentpole moment, which is divine timing. It's something that was kind of pre-planned, something that was preordained before, you came to Earth and you lived this particular life plan, at least in my personal belief in how things are, reincarnation, etc., those things. But I can tell you, you're on to better pastures. They know it's been difficult, and they recognize that with the confusion card especially. But after you're past this feeling washed about by ocean currents outside of your control, pile one, that's like when you get that control back. That's that chariot energy of, I grab the reins, okay, now I've got control, now I'm good. Now I'm on shore, I'm a little battered and bruised, I might need some time to recover, but right after that chapter closing, you have a new chapter opening with the Fool, a new adventure, feeling reinvigorated. That's another thing, too, is this, I don't know if you've been feeling really tired lately, pile one, or especially really stressed. That's very natural, too, with, when you're in a situation like this. But whatever this new path is, it's like you're going to something that's going to make you feel more invigorated. I think that's why it's such a soul-aligned purpose, too. It's like something that doesn't drain you as much to do. I almost wonder if some of you are doing, like, a career change. That's sort of the sensation I'm getting from this particular reading, pile one. And two, like I said, it aligns with your vision. It's something that you've been looking at, you've been soaring above for a while, like an eagle or like a hawk does. And it's like the universe, you're telling the universe, like, please show me this vole or this mouse to leap, or I should say dive after, like the eagle does. But just because you don't see it right now, pile one, doesn't mean that vole or that mouse is not there, metaphorically speaking. As I said, it's like been working in the background, divine timing, and then it's like the dawn comes after the storm, right? The rainbow comes after the storm. That chapter closes, and then with divine timing, the issue is over. You have greater momentum and control. There's a new dawning. That's another really common symbol right here that's been repeated in your message. Is it like a dawn of some sort? So it's like you had kind of a dark night of the soul, as we like to call it, pile one. A feeling of, man, all hope is lost. I feel like I'm at my wit's end. That kind of sensation. It's kind of like in a story when a hero has, they have like the midpoint where, they have this big plot twist, and then they go forward and they go after the villain or the thing that they're trying to accomplish, and then it's like, oh man, the villain quote unquote wins, or they feel completely defeated. They have that dark night of the soul of, oh man, all my resources are expended, I'm tired, I feel defeated. And then after the dark night of the soul, pile one, they have the realization, they have the, oh, well actually no, wait, I can do this. Oh, this is how I can defeat the villain, this is what I can do. That's the moment you're at right now. If you were in a hero's journey right now, and you're in the story of your life is how I would put it. And then boom, off to the climax. You defeat the villain, quote unquote, the thing that you're worried about. New beginning, new adventure. Okay. So beautiful reading today, pile number 1. Awesome. I'm so happy to be able to tell you that new dawning is coming. It was a matter of divine timing so that things could align best for the vision of the future you're trying to create. And yeah, so I hope that reading was helpful to you most of all. That's what I care about, as I always say, most, but also that you liked it and it resonated. If so, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe, etc. You know what to do. You've been on YouTube probably for years by now. You know how all those buttons work, etc. And thank you so much for choosing to watch this pick a card reading today. And in our tradition, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye, Pile 1. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 2. Welcome today to your pick a card reading that is a message of peace and reassurance on your worries. And of course, as you recall, you were drawn to the Tarot Landscapes deck, and in my personal opinion, the most utterly gorgeous judgment card today. Beautiful with the Aurora Borealis, the deer looking up at the wolf, or it could be a fox, I guess, technically, I'm not sure. Some sort of canine animal. And as we always do when we pick with tarot cards, I'm going to put it right back into the deck so it's available for the message. And let's draw your tarot spread right now. So calling on Spirit for wonderful pile number 2 today. Please tell me a little bit more about their worries. If I can shuffle right. Uh-oh. All right. I think it was a pretty good shuffle. We'll shuffle again, pile 2, with the side shuffle. Anyway, Spirit, for their highest, best good, tell me more about their worries and what you'd like to tell them to reassure them about their worries. Okay, we already have one card that popped forward. Let's look at that. We have the 7 of Cups reversed. Something about dreams or perhaps choices. Interesting. Dreams and choices. Okay, let's draw the rest here. It's a very beautiful depiction of a coral reef and jellyfish. Let's see what Spirit has in store. Dreams and choices. And then we've got the 4 of Cups. Lots of water energy today, pile 2. I don't know if you maybe are a water sign. Lots of cups, I mean, as that is the suit of water. And the 4 of Cups tends to deal with something we're not paying attention to, or it could also be apathy. It's a card of whether or not you notice something. Dreams, choices, noticing things. Let's look at the next one. We have the 2 of Pentacles, balancing. How cute. We have a raccoon. Looks like he's balancing an egg. Looks like a really big egg on a log between 2 different cliffs. So the balancing act of the 2 of Pentacles. Then we've got the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, wonderful. That is a great sign in the near future position here, pile 2. Especially if you're having financial worries. The 5 of Pentacles reversed represents financial worries or like hardships coming to an end. Just like it's, we'll look at it upright. You can see here it is a koala, I believe, by a eucalyptus tree. And finally, after a drought, the storm has come and new growth is coming. He has something to eat. So reversed, it's the overcoming of the hardship. And then last but not least, we have more cups, but the Page of Cups reversed as the outcome. Okay, might be a little bit of advice being an outcome in reverse. So let's take a closer look at all of this, pile number 2. I feel like the main worry going on here. So for some of you, it could manifest in different ways. One potential example I'm thinking of is a worry regarding like a dream or a choice of yours that you're not sure like if you'll be noticed or not, kind of combining that energy of the 7 of Cups with the 4 of Cups. Like you're wondering like, is this thing I'm doing actually going to be noticed? Is this thing that I'm trying to attain or achieve? Will anyone even care? Or it could also be that maybe you're feeling like something that you're trying to achieve, it's come to a point of you not caring anymore. You're like, man, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it could also be like you're not caring because it's this feeling or sensation of, well, I'm not really getting this outside validation, or I'm not getting this outside feedback that's good on what I'm doing. Maybe I'm feeling kind of apathetic. What do I do? I'm not sure what to do. And especially too with the 2 of Pentacles as the heart of the matter card. As I said before, just like the raccoon balancing on that log, a little bit precarious. maybe it's like you're trying to balance this with something else, or it's like you're like on the cusp of deciding, like, maybe I'll do something else, but I'll kind of do this old thing at the same time. Like, I'll try to, like, diversify what I'm trying to achieve here because it feels like this first thing is maybe not doing so well. Or it could also be, as another example, pile 2, worries regarding just dreams or choices in general. Maybe you recently made a choice and you're just like, oh, I don't know if that was the right choice. I'm not sure. Because you feel like maybe you're not getting, like, the result or the feedback on it that you wanted with that apathy of the 4 of Cups. Or it could also be, like, a dream of yours in general where you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Like, but I don't know, should I give up on it? It's that kind of sensation. Or just, as I said, dreams and choices in general seems to be the theme here. What I can tell you, pile number 2, and this is the beautiful part of this reading, the reassurance. Okay, this is what Spirit wants to tell you in terms of balming your worries. You're going to balance it just fine. Actually, that's another reason, worry that you might have here as another example. Maybe you're also fearing, like, am I going to be able to balance this? Am I going to be bearing all this weight just fine? Will I be okay? Yes, the answer is yes, and especially because you have the 5 of Pentacles, as I said before, reversed, as your near future card. That is like the ending of a drought of some sort. So especially, too, if some of you have been worried about, like, God, I want more of something to come in. I've been in a drought. It's been a dry season. Now I want it to be the rainy season, or the wet season, as it's called certain parts of the world, right? I want it to be able to finally rain, and I want that nourishing feeling of more things coming in and it being less dead and less dry, okay? That's coming to an end. You're going to have that rainstorm come, metaphorically speaking, after the feeling of drought. Yes, Spirit acknowledges you've been balancing, you've been working really hard. Maybe you even kind of had to scrape together things, like scrape together money, scrape together, like, you know, if you're trying to get something with attention on it, like, say, you know, a book noticed or music noticed, or, you know, a new business you started noticed, whatever it might be. It's been hard. It's like the raccoon trying to find the egg and having to balance it. It's not easy, okay? You're vulnerable, you're out in the open, you're not so sure you're going to make it. Spirit acknowledges that, but yes, that hardship comes to an end. Now, what's interesting is you have the Page of Cups reversed as the outcome card. Now, sometimes the Page of Cups reversed, pile number 2, can mean a situation where, in the more traditional meaning of it, where there's something that you're surprised by that you shouldn't be. It comes as a surprise, but then you think back and you're like, well, duh, that kind of makes sense that happened, okay? Also, the other interpretation for the Page of Cups, in my more personal interpretation, I should say, is a piece of advice in needing to explore how you feel about things more, because pages in tarot are they're youthful energy. They're new to things. They're exploring. They're like students, kind of, is another really good word to use for the page. And cups are the emotional suit, our feelings, our relationships, intuitions, things like that. So needing to explore more with the heart. I'm going to grab just one more card of clarity on that. I'm going to ask Spirit to clarify. And then we also have some oracle cards to pull, of course, too. But Spirit, can you give me one more card on the Page of Cups? What is it that they need to explore more with their feelings? Or like the surprise? Because some of you, it might be either or. Oh, that one. Okay, interesting. We're feeling the 1 or the Ace of Swords. Okay, I feel like for most of you, it's more of the surprise interpretation of the Page of Cups reversed, because we have the iceberg. Now, the thing with icebergs is they look really small on the surface, but underneath, as you can see in this depiction, there's a whole lot more to the story of the shape of it than we see on the surface. Okay, that's why I say I think it's more of the surprise interpretation. What I'm going to tell you, pile 2, is after, like, yes, you're going to have the hardship come to an end here. You get the storm after the drought, but there's also another surprise coming, and it's something regarding, like, a new idea that they want you to fully explore emotionally when that time comes. I think that might be part of the mechanism by which the universe helps push you towards the storm and the rain and the lushness after the drought that you've been experiencing. So in the near future, if you get any new ideas regarding this thing that you've been worried about, take it. Don't initially dismiss it, even if it feels like kind of silly, because that's another word that might be kind of used with the Page of Cups, is a feeling of like, oh, this is kind of silly, because it's like the traditional depiction of it is literally the page holding a cup with a fish popping out of it. It's kind of weird. It's like, oh, that's kind of silly, but it's not silly. You might think immediately like, oh, this is dumb, or like, oh, why would I do that? But follow that new idea that comes into your mind almost as if out of nowhere, which it's not really nowhere, it's from the divine as we know, but we think it's out of nowhere. And that will help you overcome that drought. So don't dismiss your new ideas, even if they seem silly. That will help you. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards as well, though. Let's grab the healing spirits to begin. Spirit, anything else you want to say to pile 2 about what's going on here, or any other reassurances for them? Yes, this one. Thank you. We have... Okay. Your plan, or life plan, I should say, is unfolding as it should. Number 14. Your life plan is unfolding as it should. Okay, so you're kind of like pile 1. It's a bit of a divine timing message. It's a bit of a feeling of this is happening exactly at the pace that it should be and exactly the way that it is. That just reaffirms once again to me that that idea you get is totally not an accident. So that's why you shouldn't dismiss it when it comes around. Make sure you emotionally explore it fully, even if it seems silly. Okay. Let's look at your other cards too. But I just love how that comes out. I'm like, okay, yeah, divine timing makes sense. Your life plan unfolding as it should. You know, I almost get this feeling intuitively, pile 2, that there's something in the background you're not noticing that's helping you in a way. I feel like someone, oh man, this is weird. I feel like someone's going to come forward and help you, or like they're helping you in the background that you're not recognizing yet. Maybe even they don't recognize it, but when they come forward and get involved in this particular hardship that you're trying to overcome, maybe they're the one that introduces the idea to you. Oh, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so not only yourself, pile 2, when ideas come up, don't just immediately dismiss them as silly. Also take into account ideas from other people, even if they seem silly on the surface. Okay, especially if they're like a youthful water sign. That's a Page of Cups, is like a younger water sign person, okay, with their astrological chart. And then we have, breathe. Lots of water imagery here, too. Oh, it even looks like sea lions, I think. Or no, it's a cat. I'm sorry. I saw the whiskers in the ocean. I was like, oh, sea lion. It's a cat. But how beautiful. A lot of water imagery with all the cups you have as well. It's like, once again, that feeling of, okay, now I have this abundance of lushness of life. Because water is life, right? Pile 2, after this drought. Lots of blue imagery, too, in your cards. Blue is representative of calm and serenity. It is psychologically the most calming color. Or even like your iceberg, too. Water in your cups cards. Blue in your healing spirits oracle, and then once again ocean and breathe. Finally being able to breathe. Like you've been under the water for a long time, and then finally you hit the surface and you're like, oh, now I can breathe. Okay. And then it's kind of like, same thing too, like the iceberg, like more under the surface, or like surfacing in some way. And then we have the full moon as well, which is a card symbolism of like fulfillment. It's like the peak of a cycle, the zenith, the climax of it. Being able to finally, after things have been working up, things have been waxing just as the moon does, we have this fulfillment, this fullness of, okay, now I'm at the culmination of my efforts. Here's where I see the fruits of my labor. Okay, especially after that balancing act. That hasn't been fun. No one wants to be a raccoon balancing on a log, freaking out and hoping that they don't fall over, right? You've been doing it well, pile 2, but Spirit is saying it's going to get better. And then your last 2 oracle cards. We have the Animal Messages card here. Oh, yes, this one. Okay. It was sticking out, but it also feels right to me. We have the Deer. Deer, take note of the messages in whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. Well, what was I just telling you about not dismissing ideas? Because deer are very, aware creatures. They have to be, because they're prey animals, right? They have to be, because if they're not aware and not listening with those big cute ears of theirs, they can fall into danger. Be aware of whispers and secrets on the breeze. that you might immediately dismiss, don't immediately dismiss them. That's where this idea might also come from. It might be a whisper or secret from the person involved that I was talking about. Okay, and then last but not least, we have the Lantern Oracle. Anything else? Final card for pile 2 you want to tell them, Spirit? Thank you. What else? Right there. Okay, thank you. And we have intention, number 31. Lacking personal direction begets confusion and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. So, I wonder if part of the issue has been, and pile 1 was like this too. They had a lot of ocean imagery as well. If it feels like a lot of the stress that you've been going through pile 2, I was just thinking about pile 1, pile 2, has been because you feel like everything's been out of your control, especially like if you've been trying to get something noticed. A lot of that feeling of, okay, I produced this thing, I put it out into the ether, where's the applause? Like that feeling of like, okay, the control is within the audience, or like how people are receptive to me. Yes, you have some control, pile 2, in terms of, making sure that it's quality, making sure it's out on time, or like whatever other factors might, factor into what you're trying to achieve. But it's this feeling of like a lack of control. And that's coming back into your control as soon as that rainstorm comes and ends the drought. It's just, if there were one other slight piece of advice for your reading here, besides don't ignore ideas that seemingly come out of nowhere, especially in whispers on the breeze, right? The other piece of advice, pile 2, would be to make sure that when you go forward with these ideas, you make them all completely your own, and don't let other people try to direct the path or the steps that you take. Because this card is all about having like the right intention. It's all about making sure that it's your personal direction rather than someone else's direction. You don't want to be the pawn in someone else's game of chess with this situation. You want to be the one playing the game of chess and making your own moves. Okay, so make your own moves is another piece of advice here. Don't ignore ideas. Make your own moves. Don't let other people take the reins over what this is. In fact, I wonder if almost the idea is so good that not that someone might steal it from you, but there might be a bit of, like, someone will maybe potentially clamp onto the idea, and, maybe you already had it, and it was just like, now you're feeling like, oh man, I didn't get that response I wanted, I feel like it's getting dismissed, and then it's like someone notices, but then it's almost this feeling of, I don't know, like, if they want to take control over it, or just, either way though, pile 2, just make sure to hold the reins yourself. Don't let other people take the control from you. That's another little piece of advice they have here. And I think especially with this being kind of a winged figure here, it makes me think of a guardian angel who protect you, right? They're very protective type beings. And so it's like a guardian angel coming forward and saying, we want to protect you. Make sure you keep the reins in your hands. Be open to outside ideas, but you have the control. You're the one with the compass following the direction that you want to go in. Okay? Follow your own heart. Follow your own North Star. Okay, and that will bring you to that feeling of, okay, now I can breathe. Now the drought is over. I don't have to balance anymore like the poor raccoon. And maybe that's another thing too, is why they're saying follow that idea, because maybe someone else says it's silly. Follow it even if you think, or someone else thinks it's silly. Don't worry about what other people will think in terms of silliness. What do you want, pile number 2? And that's your last piece of advice for today. So, most of all, I hope that the reading helped you. That's what I care about most, but also that you liked it and it resonated. If so, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube algorithm stuff that helps me out in the channel if you choose to do so, and thank you so much if you do. And as we always say in our tradition, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 2. Hello there, my wonderful pile number 3. Welcome to your Pick a Card reading today about the message that will balm your worries and provide peace and reassurance. As you recall, you were drawn most to the Forest of Enchantment tarot for your deck today with the card, the Council of Animals. How very cute. So we're going to put that right back into the deck as we always do when we choose with tarot decks. And let's draw your tarot spread now. So calling on Spirit for the highest best good of pile number 3. What are they worried about? And what would you like to say to them in terms of balming that worry and that reassurance that they might be seeking? Thank you so much, Spirit. Okay, we already have the Two of Wands. That tells me, pile number 3, this is probably related to a plan that you've had in mind. The Two of Wands is often about figuring out what we want and then putting that idea into motion in terms of, all right, how am I going to plot what I want from A to the result or outcome Z? So some sort of plan. Especially being a fire card, it's probably most likely related to a passion of yours or something you're really enthusiastic about. Let's draw your other cards. That was quite quick that that one came out. It was an enthusiastic Two of Wands. All right, second up to bat, we have the Four of Visions or Four of Cups. Interesting. Pile 2 had this as well as their second card. And this card is all about noticing things or being apathetic to things. We'll see how that goes with your next cards, though I do feel like some sort of picture is forming. Then we have the Moon reversed, revealing illusions for what they really are. And then we have the Seeker or the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay. Yep. And then last but not least, we have the Two of Cups. Lots of twos in this particular spread. Two of Cups and Two of Wands, I was going to say. Lots of twos in a reading can indicate that there might be someone else involved in this particular situation that you're worried about, pile 3. It can also be, especially with the presence of the Two of Cups, either someone that you're like in a relationship with, could be platonic or romantic, doesn't matter. It could also be like something about like push and pull between two different people. It could be something like you've had an issue recently with someone opposing you and pushing against you or pulling against you in some way. Either way, though, like it says with the Two of Wands in the very beginning, it stems from something that you've been planning. The interesting factor, though, pile 3, is the Four of Cups. As I said, that's the card of apathy, the card of maybe kind of bored with something, or maybe this isn't really what we thought it would be. Things just don't seem like they're happening. But what's interesting is the way this particular Four of Cups is depicted, pile 3, is there is something interesting happening. Because look at this almost magical kind of bluebird popping forward from the water. But the problem is that this particular kid, or well, I guess he might be an adult, I'm not sure, it looks like a teenager maybe, he's looking off this way. He's like, nothing interesting is happening. I'm so bored. But look at that, what's happening right in front of him. He's just not noticing it. So I feel like with this plan that you're worried about, things that you've been trying to plan for the future, there's things occurring that you're not noticing. I think that's part of where the reassurance comes from, because it's like maybe you think that, like it's not going to plan the way that you expected, but then there's some sort of machinations of the universe behind all of that are actually turning things in your favor, pile number 3. It could also be, too, that maybe, you put those plans out there and it feels like no one else was really like exuberant about it. That can be another meaning of like the apathetic nature of the Four of Cups, something along those lines. But in general, no matter what your situation, pile 3, then you have the Moon reversed card as your heart of the matter. And as I said before, that's the card of bye-bye illusions. The illusions are unveiled. The truth comes out. You're just on the cusp of that, or you maybe just recently revealed, or not revealed, or like... I suppose maybe you revealed the truth to someone else, but it could also be that a truth was revealed to you, or it very soon will be, because this is the present position in your situation if we were to look at this as like a timeline, pile 3. So look at that. Illusions revealed. Things become very clear. If you're looking for an answer from somebody, or you're looking for some sort of feedback from somebody, or like the universe based on the plans that you've made, or it's like if there's something that's been going on that you haven't been noticing, you're right on the cusp of that illusion dropping and being like, oh, that was going on all along. Oh, that was occurring and I just didn't notice it because I was looking in the wrong direction. Or same thing too, like if it was more about the reception of an idea that you had or plans that you had from other people, that will also drop for them. Then they'll look and they'll be like, oh, that was going on. Oh, pile 3 had that thing. Oh man, okay, well now I'll give them the feedback, or now I'll notice and pay attention after that time of apathy with the Four of Cups. Okay, so that's part of the balm that Spirit wants to reassure you with in terms of the message. Now, Interestingly, we have the Knight of Swords reversed in the near future position, as well as the Two of Cups as kind of the outcome. Now, sometimes reversals can be in future cards pieces of advice. They can also be people, being a court card here. The Knight can represent a person. Could be someone involved that is maybe 20s to 40s or so in terms of age, who is an air sign. Tends to be probably more masculine energy, this person. So it could be a male. Or someone who just exudes a lot of masculine energy no matter what their gender is. So the Knight of Swords reversed also can represent, though, pile 3, a situation where we need to take action more on an idea of ours, okay? So if you're asking why this thing, these plans you've had have maybe not been noticed, or like the why of everything, whatever your situation is, it's because Spirit is saying, as a piece of advice, maybe you need to, there's like an idea that maybe has come to mind that you weren't noticing or you weren't like acting upon, not to your own fault, pile number 3 necessarily. It could have been maybe you just put it to the back burner because you're like, I think that idea is silly, or I don't know, maybe I'll do that later. For some reason, maybe why you didn't necessarily heed what the idea was. Or same thing too, it can be being an air card, the representative of taking an action based on knowledge that you have, or like logic. Maybe you were listening too much to your heart on something, but your mind was on the other hand saying, hey, wait a minute, pile 3. Maybe we should take an action in this direction, but maybe you didn't listen because it was like, oh, well, my heart over here says this, okay? All in all, whatever your situation, piece of advice going forward, Spirit is saying, heed the mind, heed logic, heed information that you get and or ideas that come in, okay? That will help you with these plans that you've been trying to come to fruition, right? Same thing, too, with the Two of Cups at the very end here. We have the card of relationships and harmony, maybe two opposites sometimes too. It is represented by, one woman has the red rose, one woman has the white rose. Seems like they come from different places. They even look like very different kinds of people, but they have union and harmony despite their opposition. So too, if maybe you have been, part of this issue has been like with one other person involved, as I was saying with the abundance of 2s you have in your reading, it could be that you find harmony with that other person. You come to either at least kind of a stalemate of, okay, well, maybe we don't agree, but we'll get along. Or, something comes to some sort of peaceful resolution with whoever that person is. Like I said, could technically be like a younger, somewhat male air sign, but not always necessarily. And two, part of the reason why is because perhaps that person drops an illusion of some sort. They weren't noticing something before, but then they drop the illusion. They're like, oh, that's the realization. And then that's what brings about this harmony at the end here as the outcome. Okay. Now let's look at your oracle cards. We're going to draw first the Healing Spirits Oracle, pile 3. Let's see what other messages Spirit has to say about this situation. But just to summarize for everyone who is watching this, no matter what your situation is that you're worried about, illusions will be dropped. People will notice things. Maybe heed logic in your mind a little bit more, or heed more of what your head says rather than your heart, just as a piece of advice. But there is union and harmony coming in the end for whatever this is that you've been worried about. Okay, so let's grab that Healing Spirits Oracle from Spirit. Anything else you want to say to pile 3? This one, Spirit? This one, okay. Was near it. Was the next one. Speak your truth with passion. Okay. That reminds me, that might be another interpretation of the Knight of Swords reverse that I didn't mention before. This just reminded me of it. And even too, you can see here, I hope it picks up on camera, there's a figure, there's a light right at her throat chakra. A throat chakra in alignment, pile number 3, is a throat chakra that speaks the truth. Speak the truth with passion. I think that's what will bring about this harmony as well. A Knight of Swords reversed can mean that maybe someone's struggling with speaking or taking action with the truth or something that they want to say. Maybe it's been blocked before because you're afraid of breaking someone's illusion, or you're afraid of how they're going to respond. Maybe that's where this kind of issue with another person is coming about. Because the Knight of Swords is, as I said, the suit of air. Not only communication and truth, and all those things, but it's all combined, it's suit of speaking truthfully. So speak truthfully. That's another piece of advice that Spirit has for you that will help bring about this positive conclusion that we're seeing here. And two, with the red colors as well, speaking the truth with passion. If you really bring forward what you're trying to get across to somebody with passion as the anchor, with sincerity as the anchor, I think that will also bring about a more positive resolution to, or I can't talk today, I said resolution, resolution today, there you go. I don't know why I said resolution, I don't know, I'm just stuttering, I guess. Let's see what else Spirit has to say with the Earthly Moon, or Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. That one right there, Spirit, or this one? Let's see, this one, okay. This is the card speaking, ooh, wish. And you know, every single pile today that had, or I use this deck in every single pile, but had a full moon. And even in her hand, she's holding a full moon, pile 3. A wish of yours coming true. Something coming to fulfillment and completion, as we do see like that is what the full moon represents. It's the very zenith or the climax of the cycle of the moon. You know, we have been building up and building up with waxing, and then all of a sudden we get to fulfillment. The moon is full. Also, you had the moon card earlier. The illusion is dropped and things become clearer when before they were dark, just as the full moon does shed light upon when the world is dark at night. Okay, so things have been maybe kind of confusing too. Maybe part of your worries are you're really confused about something that you're trying to make plans for, in which case that information is coming forward. Pile number 3. Yet again, another interpretation of the Knight of Swords reversed can mean I'm confused. I'm confused and I'm not sure how to take action because I don't have the information that I need, but that is also coming forward here. Okay, so what you're wishing for with this situation will be the outcome. All right, very beautiful. Lots of positive messages today. I mean, I know it's like a reassurance reading, but like every single pile today has just been so beautiful in terms of like happy outcomes. So, all right, Spirit, what else do you want to say to pile 3 with this? Thank you for your help and happy messages. You know, it's interesting too. Is there a crow in that one? Yes, there is a crow. Just like the crow here in the wish card. Some sort of synchronicity might come about with crows. I don't know. I think pretty much every single continent in the world has crows. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you see any synchronicities with crow symbolism, pile 3, that might be a sign from your spirit guides to pay attention to something. See that one or that one? That one. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Speaking of birds, we have the parrot. And light, too. Let sunshine revitalize your soul and color transform your world. Yeah, it's like greater light. Lots of symbolism in this particular pile around like light being shed upon things. You're getting your answer soon if you've been confused about something. You're getting the truth soon if you've been confused and you feel like you've been deceived, okay? And 2, parrots and crows as well, pile number 3, are both very intelligent birds. Especially crows and parrots, right? They're known for being, like crows will remember people's faces and they'll tell each other, hey, that human fed me a fry versus, oh, that human threw a rock at me. They know how to tell each other, avoid this human, or, oh, this human's really friendly and gives me food, right? Same things with parrots, right? Depending on the type of parrot, to my understanding. Very, very intelligent birds. So we have a lot of like air symbolism and like speaking or like intelligence type of symbols here because of these intelligent birds coming forward and all the light symbolism. Let's grab your last card and we'll expand on kind of everything all together. That one. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. And we have more light. Literally, there's a shaft of light shining upon her with a key. Assistance with access, number 10. It is necessary to ask for and accept help in order to receive it. Pile 3, here's another side message. If any of you are hesitating whatsoever about being honest about something, and speaking of which, the shaft of light is even going through her throat chakra. If any of you are hesitating for asking for help on something, that is a red flashing neon sign from Spirit. Do not hesitate to ask for help or to be honest about what you need. We have so many different symbols here about intelligent birds that know how to speak or remember people, etc., depending on, parrot versus crow. lots of symbolism of like light being shed, lots of symbolism regarding like help or other people or like one other person being involved, throat chakra energy, all that good stuff. So please do not hesitate about being honest here. Honesty is your key. What do you need? What do you want somebody to know? What is your wish? What do you want to passionately say? And that will grant you the harmony and the truth that you're looking for. Okay, so there's a bit of advice here in this reading, pile 3. It's not all, the spirit saying, well, everything's just going to fall into your lap. Not this particular case, but the good news is, and I know it might be difficult. Sometimes telling the truth is difficult. Sometimes asking for help is very difficult, especially if we tend to be kind of the independent sort. Totally get it myself. I'm that way too, pile 3, because, you get that feeling of that sensation, like, where you're like, I don't want to burden other people. Oh, I don't want to bother them. That kind of talk that we tell ourselves when we're like, I don't want to ask for help. Or same thing too, it might be a fear of vulnerability. But in this particular situation, yes, the universe isn't going to just throw it into your lap, the outcome that you're looking for. But if you ask for help, if you, even one piece of advice too, do meditations that help with your throat chakra or activities that help with your throat chakra, pile number 3. Okay, just look them up online. There's plenty of them, but especially on like YouTube, I've seen like throat chakra meditations and frequency type music, etc. That will help you. Okay. Choose truth. Choose to speak. Choose breaking illusions, and that will help you not only get the thing maybe that you're trying to get noticed, that will help you with the plans, that will help you with like, that you're trying to bring about, and then also will help you with harmony and the thing that you're trying to bring about that's like your wish. All right? That will be your key. That will shed light upon what you're trying to find or what you're seeking. Beautiful message today, pile number 3. I love all that synchronous symbolism. Lots of light and intelligent birds and air signs as well. Gorgeous. Okay. So that was a reading for today, pile number 3. Of course, most of all, I hope that it helped you. That's number 1, what I care about with these readings, so you walk away feeling helped. But number 2, that you liked it and it resonated. If so, I'll do my little YouTube spiel here. Please like the video. Please comment down below how it resonated with you. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Even just one of those things or all 3 of those things do help me a lot and help the channel grow and help Lone Pine, tarot thrive, etc. Thank you so much if you choose to do so. I am very grateful for every single like, comment, and subscription. And as we always say in our tradition, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, pile 3, full of light and truth and harmony. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye, pile 3.